Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Swings a web any size, catch thieves just like that. Look out, here comes a Spider-Man. Is he strong? He can shoot and his blood catches thieves just like that. Look out, here comes a Spider-Man. And the chill at night I can see of a crime. Just in time, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome back, even known as did. Look out, like a brick band up, wherever there's a hand up, you'll find a Spider-Man. Hey guys, my plus family back again, and today guys, I'm going to do a review on Spider-Man, Game of the Year of 2002. And before I start this review, guys, happy 20th anniversary to this movie. So anyway, guys, let's get to the plot. So basically what the plot is, it tells the story of Peter Parker that he went on a high school field trip, that he got bitten by a radioactive spider, and he became Spider-Man. And then later on in the movie, he was thinking about like buying himself a car from like a wrestling tournament, and then for some reason Peter Parker's Uncle Ben died from his gunshot wound, and then later Peter realized that his uncle told him from great power comes great responsibility, and then after that he decided to become a superhero, Spider-Man. And then later on the movie, there's a villain in the city called Green Goblin, played by William Dafoe, and then he wants to kidnap Mary Jane. So it's up to Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, to take down the villain Green Goblin and save the world. And that's basically what the plot is. Now, when it comes to this movie, you guys, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a huge big part of my childhood. And not only that, guys, this was a movie that I used to watch back when I was a little kid. And this isn't a joke, guys. Spider-Man was actually the very first PG-13 movie I ever watched. Yep, that's right. Spider-Man was the very first PG-13 movie I ever watched. And I think I watched this movie when I was around like 6 years old, I think. 6 or 7, I don't know. But I had to watch this movie with my dad because this movie was PG-13. So anyway, guys, now let's get into the story. The story of this movie was absolutely really amazing. I really love the story. And let's get into the characters. We have Peter Parker, played by Tobey Maguire, which he is amazing in this movie. I love Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. He is such a classic actor. And also we have Mary Jane, which Mary Jane is such a really great character. And also we got William Dafoe, aka the Green Goblin. He was alright, I guess. And also we have Aunt May, which I really love Aunt May. Aunt May is such a really sweet and a great, fantastic character. And of course we have Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, which unfortunately, guys, the actor who played a few years ago, the actor who played Uncle Ben in the first Spider-Man movie died, so rest in peace to him. And then and also we have Peter's boss, Mr. Jameson. He was a really great character. And of course we have William Dafoe's the Green Goblin's son, which he was a really great character. And I did remember, and so anyway, guys, now let's get into the action scenes. The action scenes in this movie was absolutely really epic. Even for a 2002 movie, these have to be got by one of the best action movies I've ever seen from the early 2000s, right next to X-Men. And then I also like the part in the movie when Peter and his uncle got into an argument with his uncle, and then Uncle told Peter, "Remember, Peter, with great power comes great responsibility." And that was the final words that he told Peter before his uncle died from his gunshot wound. And there was also a really sad scene where he found his uncle shot, and then he held his uncle's hand and he said, "Peter," and then he died, which honestly, that was a really sad scene. Even though I'm 22 years old, you guys, that had to be by that one of the most saddest scenes in a Marvel movie. And then I love the part of how he tracked down Uncle Ben's killer, Spike. He was awesome. And then I also like the part in the movie of how he made the Spider-Man costume. That scene was pretty cool. And then I also like the other part in the movie of the final battle scene between Peter and the Green Goblin. They find out that the Green Goblin was actually Norman Osborn. That's what his name is. And then after that, at the end of the movie, they had a funeral for Norman Osborn. And then I love the ending in the movie of how Peter said, remember these words: with great power comes great responsibility. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. And then he swings across New York City, and that was the end of the movie. Which I just say is this has to be a really amazing movie. And since this movie just recently turned 20 years old this year, I'm more than happy to call this movie an iconic classic. This movie is a really classic movie, and sadly, guys, I did not see this movie in theaters because, number one, I was way too little to see this movie, and another reason, I was only 2 years old when this movie came out. That's right, I was only 2 years old when this movie came out. I was still only a baby when this movie came out, which I don't know if my parents saw this movie in theaters. I don't know if my dad or my mom saw this movie. But this movie is a really great movie, and I did remember that my parents did actually got this movie on DVD back when I was a little kid, along with Spider-Man 2, which unfortunately, guys, my original copy of Spider-Man 1 and 2 broke, but thankfully, guys, back in 2018, leading up to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, my local Target actually re-released the Spider-Man movies in a triple pack that comes with the 3 Spider-Man DVDs from their original movies. That's right. It came with the original DVDs around at the time when the DVDs first came out at the same year when the movie came out. So that was really cool. And thankfully, guys, I did manage to get Spider-Man 3 in 2018 because I was dying to get all the Spider-Man movies. I do have all the Spider-Man movies, but the only Spider-Man movie I need to get now is Spider-Man Far No Way Home, aka my favorite Spider-Man movie. So alright, guys, Spider-Man 2002 was a really amazing movie, and if you guys haven't seen this movie, where have you been? Go watch this amazing, brilliant masterpiece. And not only just that, this has to be got by now one of Tobey Maguire's best performances he ever did. So my final rating for Spider-Man, I have to give this movie a 10 out of 10 with the seal of approval. This movie is such a huge classic, and since I actually do know the plot of this movie by heart because I've seen this movie multiple times in my lifetime, I will definitely rewatch this movie again when I get home from work. So yeah, so that's my review on Spider-Man. So what's your opinion on this movie? And I will review on Spider-Man 2 in the future, and I will review on all the Spider-Man movies. And yes, guys, I will do a spoiler review to Sorry, guys, I say something bad. Background scene. I will review on Spider-Man 2 in the future, and I will review all the rest of the Spider-Man movies leading up to my spoiler review for Spider-Man No Way Home. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching my channel. Subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends, like this video, and follow me on Instagram at MyPlusFanboy. And until next time, goodbye!